Okay, here we go. So again, your extra credit is on page 26 in your student packet. And then don't forget to complete your flip grid. All right, next, let's get into our modules. Holy smokes, we're all here today. Awesome. Okay, so let's look. Oh, do me a big favor. When you get into your modules, can you go to last week's module? If you notice, for some of you guys, we couldn't submit 2 assignments in 1 assignment. So when you look at module 1.5, I had to separate the opening and closing activity from the last memoir piece. So if you haven't submitted your opening and closing activity or Google Slides, then do that right now. I'm gonna give you time right now to do that because if not, you guys like papas and tutus and you forget, so just do it now. If you already submitted, great. Okay. Again, I'm gonna give you a friendly reminder that we're not taking late work anymore, okay? I'm just not. Why? Because chances are I'm gonna be some of your sophomore teacher. I'm gonna be a sophomore teacher to you for sophomore English, and I don't want to deal with this irresponsibility. So just get on the responsible train and do your work on time. Okay, here we go. We good? Did you submit yet? There's my little commercial break. Doesn't look like you're done. And if you're done submitting your opening and closing activity, then we can move on to module 1.6. Module 1.6, we start off with, today we say goodbye, Jeanette. Flip grid. We're going to do that the last 5 minutes of class. So if you hit the next button, we have the revising our mo'olelo. So you're going to be choosing now. You have four memoirs to choose one. Choose the best one, the one where you want to extend and tell the story better. Everybody good? So this is what we're going to do. Okay, I'm going to walk you through this. Go ahead and open up a new doc, okay? And let's copy and paste the selected memoir piece that's going to be your final revised version. Okay, please select the best one that you think, you know what, I can do a better job of telling the story because this is my favorite story. Okay, like Nai, the last story you posted, that's a good one about middle school. Okay, and that's a good story. Any lessons in that? Okay, Kikama, that story about your brother, oh, that's a mean story. Okay, but I don't know. You can choose your favorite story. I'm not telling you which one to choose. Okay, everybody got there? Okay, now let's go ahead and in that new doc, I need you to copy and paste the selected memoir piece twice. Okay, and the reason why is you're going to keep the original memoir at the bottom, and then you're going to make corrections to the one above it. Is everybody clear on that? Okay, I need 2 copies. One's going to be the better version, and the one below is going to be the, you know, that version. Okay, then let's do this. I'm going to just set you up just real fast. Ahi, please check the chat. All right, in the chat room, chat box. Okay. Ahi, what you doing, you? Okay. Go ahead and click on the link. Okay. And then I'm gonna just do a quick review of MLA format. You guys work on that final doc, final memoir doc. We gotta clear this up once and for all, okay? Because I cannot be correcting you guys with this MLA formatting thing over and over again, okay? In fact, this link that I gave you, the Purdue OWL MLA sample paper, make sure you add that to your bookmark. At the top, go ahead and star this already. You should have already done that. But if you haven't yet, go ahead and do it now. Okay? I shouldn't be telling you that your date is all kapakahi already. Okay? I shouldn't have to tell you that you need to work on your header, heading, and blah, blah, blah. So I'm going over this, so you guys better be paying attention. Okay, so let's look. First, top right-hand corner in the, you have to double click at the top right-hand corner. If not, you gotta go view, header. Okay, and you need to place your last name space and then insert a page number. Some of you guys didn't do it like that, and it's crazy. We have page 1 on all the pages. Okay, do you know how to do that, or do you need me to show you how to do that? You guys good? You know where the header is, right? It's top, at the very top of the page. Okay, now click out of that. The heading is on the first page, top left-hand corner. It's on the page. So don't type it in the header, because if not, your name is gonna go over and over and over again. Don't do that. Okay, so in the header, which is the top left-hand corner, you should have your name, first and last name, my name, Miss Kavatu. Then you should have English 9, and then the date. The date is day, month, year. Okay, check it out. Did you do it? Is it correct? And today's the 23rd. So it should be 23rd. Okay, so in the chat, I tell you exactly how to type it out too. Okay, no excuses. Okay, next, look at the title. The title should be centered, and there should be no bold or italics, none of that. Okay, everybody good? Yes or no? Okay, Becca, can you do me a favor and share your screen with me? Share your screen with the class so that we can double check. Everybody should be double checking. Okay, and where's your untitled document? Okay, all right. Is this your final? Do you have the 2 copy down, copy and paste twice? Okay, so where is your final draft?
Final draft. Oh.
Yeah, is this the one that you're focusing on?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So remember, you need, oh, okay, there we go. Last and final draft. Thank you. Okay, so is this the one that you're changing? Okay, so can everybody see Becca's screen? Because I'm gonna walk her through this. All right, so first of all, Becca, go to the top left where it says view. Okay, thank you. Now, click on, you see at the top where it says there's the alignment icon. So right now it's aligned to the left. We need to go to the right. There we go. Go ahead, type in your last name. Okay, space. All right, now go to insert. Top left, yeah. Go ahead, insert, go down to page numbers. okay? And click on that first top left box. There you go, bing. All right, now that's going to ensure that when you get to the page 2, then 1 turns to 2. But if you just type in 1, then 1 is going on page 2, 3, 4, 5, and that doesn't work. Okay, next, let's look. Okay, click out of the header. So that's the only thing you should have in the header is your last name and the page number. Top left-hand corner, okay? That looks good. That looks good. That looks good. Okay, tell me what's going on with the date. Oh, mahalo. And then update. Yeah, anytime you revise, update the date. So it's the 23rd. Okay. How are we doing? Okay, now what do we do? My team, my second family. Okay, so that doesn't need to be bold, but it's definitely centered. Very good. And then take out by Rebecca. Timpiga. There we go. Okay, unbold the title. Thank you. Okay, and then delete this one space, this line. Okay, now everybody can see. Give me thumbs up. Everybody can see Becca's paper. Okay, that is MLA format right there. Okay, take a picture with your eyes. Okay, now go look at yours. Does it look like this? Niall, does yours look like this? Does it? Header, heading, title. That's what I want to see. Everybody. Okay, Tasia, how you doing? Does this look like yours? Okay, Kalukalani, you too. How you doing? Is it good? Okay, good. Okay. Nai, what about you? Yours is all funny kind. So did you fix yours?
My header, it like no matter what I do, even if I press view, it doesn't like show up.
Okay, I'll work with you on yours later. Okay, thank you, Becca. We can stop sharing your screen now. Muhalo nui moor. Okay, all right, next. That was really lame, sorry. Okay, so what do we have next? Okay, revising mo'olelo. Let's get into our canvas and then we should be on revising mo'olelo. Now we can move forward. Okay, so I'm just gonna talk to you guys. You guys have your notebooks. Go ahead and on a new page, go ahead and write down revision notes. Okay, in your notebook, go ahead and write down revision notes. Okay, very good. So you don't have to write this on. I'll tell you when to write something down. So what we've gone over in the last like 5 weeks, okay, 5 weeks, is we've gone over descriptive writing, right? We've gone over, well, how do we bring our reader into our experience, right? And that deals with descriptive writing, that deals with building visual pictures. Okay, we've also focused on some metaphors. We didn't go over all of the figurative language, but I think that would be beating a dead horse with a stick, right? I mean, we don't need to go over that. Middle school was for that, right? Similes, metaphors, idioms, hyperboles, personification, things like that, okay? Then we moved on to sentence variation. And I gave you the link again to the sentence variation video, but these are the two. So write this down now. Focus on these 2 types of sentences. So you want to add this, okay? The first one is called the prepositional phrase. This will help with spatial order. Okay, so in the chat, I wrote it down, prepositional phrase. So this works with spatial order. Because we're mostly writing about chronological order or a place, we want to use these prepositional phrases like on, right? So on the edge of the cliff, before we reached blah, 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 right? I mean, like we want to use these phrases that explain where we are, Okay, this helps with spatial order. The other thing we want to focus on is this thing called appositive phrases. Okay, now positive phrases means that we are renaming the thing. Okay, so positive phrases. What does that look like? My grandma, the best hugger in the world, comma, blah, 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 right? So there you go. There's your example. You guys can write that down. But really a positive phrase is just they rename. They add an additional something. So if you guys look, a positive phrase of the best hugger in the world, there's commas surrounding that phrase. And the reason why there's two commas is because you can take out that phrase and the sentence is still a sentence, right? Okay. Just giving you guys a little bit of grammar lesson right there. Okay, so this appositive phrase is actually a really good way to elevate your writing, especially because it sounds really smart. Yeah, like you can even rename places, right? Right? Waiuli, right? Waiuli is also named what? Richardson's, right? Right. Waiuli, right? So you can rename a place. Okay, everybody good with that? Can you move on? Yeah. Alrighty, so as I go through this canvas and just reviewing what we've gone over. Okay, the next is dialogue. Oh, you guys dialogue. Some of you guys need to work on that. So reviewing dialogue, the rule that you need to remember is this, right? For dialogue, anytime you have a new speaker, you need to start a new paragraph. Some of you guys would state something you said and then continue with what grandma said, and then you said, and then continue with what grandma said. It's separate paragraphs, okay? It's separated, and you have to indent. And remember, no S words. No grandma said, no grandma says, no grandma stated. Okay, there's a bazillion other words for said. Google it, there's the giant list that you can look up. Okay. Next and final. We focused on the opening and closing of our memoirs. Okay, how do you grab the reader's attention and how do you mic drop at the end? Okay, we need that. So let's do this. I'm gonna break you guys up into small groups. Okay, because what we're gonna do is just focus on the opening and closing of your memoir pieces. You're gonna be reading. You're actually gonna be sharing your screen with a partner, and you're going to be reading the beginning, so the first paragraph, and then you're going to be reading the last paragraph. Okay. It's important that you read it out loud to each other. And when you read it out loud to each other, what happens is you begin to hear either how boring and lame your opening and closing is, or you can hear that, you know what, maybe I should redo some of this. Okay. All right, so you're gonna have just you and your partner in each room. I don't know if I have to go in each room and give you guys sharing, I don't know what you call it, sharing rights, but we're gonna try it anyway. So here's the directions again. With your partner, share your screen and read your first paragraph and your last paragraph. As your one true friend, I want you guys to be honest with each other. Was it engaging? 5, holy smokes, you should publish this, right? 1, oh my gosh, redo, okay? Even like for memorable and inspiration, I want you guys to rate each other. Okay, now's not the time to be like, no, you look cute in that outfit. No, now's the time to be honest, okay? You have that one true friend. They tell you if you're not looking so hot today. Okay. Really, nobody should get a 5. If it's pretty close, then maybe a 4.5 might be the highest. But I'm really thinking that you guys will be somewhere in the 2 to 3 range. Okay. So after you're done rating, I want you guys to revise at least one sentence in the introduction, in the opening, and then the closing paragraphs. Okay. You guys ready? You guys have your phones? Let's just time ourselves for 10 minutes, okay? I'm gonna give you guys 10 minutes, okay? I'm gonna try to get to most of your guys' rooms, but we'll see what happens, okay? Bye.
Okay, wait. I can't hear. Oh, okay, never mind. I thought that my thing wasn't working.
Okay, somebody go. Who's sharing your screen first?
I will second.
That was smooth, Niall. That was smooth. Thanks for volunteering to go second. Okay, can you share your screen or?
Sorry, I have like a puppy upstairs, or like 3
It's
puppies
alright.
upstairs. So we're doing this one, right?
Whichever one you chose to be your final draft. Your favorite story.
Cool. Okay. So just read the first paragraph.
Yeah, looks like you need to read the first 2 paragraphs.
Yeah. Okay. People talk about how bad police officers are, how they shoot innocent people, and how they arrest good people. I know there is more to that. The truth is only a small percentage of police officers are women. I would like to change that. Even though I am just one person, becoming a police officer does a lot for communities. They help people get out of messy situations and create a safer environment. They talk to people, for example, kids. They can help kids become better people by giving them something to look forward to. I feel like women are really good with kids, and being able to talk to kids would help them out.
Okay, so we're gonna stop right here before you move on.
Right there before I move.
Before you move on, okay? Where's your final draft document? We're supposed to all make a final draft document, and then you're supposed to copy and paste this into a new doc twice, because you're gonna be changing up the copy on the top. Okay, so you gotta copy and paste this into a new doc. So you might need to do file and new, and then copy and paste it into a new doc. Okay, and then the other thing is this, Kalukalani. This doesn't sound like a story. It sounds like an essay for you wanting to be a police officer. So there needs to be a story involved here. Okay, because this is not the assignment. So you need to make sure that you tell the story. Okay. Okay, so this you can keep some of this, but you need to make sure that it becomes a story. Okay. All right. So go ahead, go file new, and then we're all supposed to be setting this up. Okay, the document there. Okay, and then copy and paste that twice so that you can work on the one up at the top. Okay. All right, and then after Niall, you're going to share out after Shipal. Okay, so I'm going to go to the next room. Okay, thank you. So how's it going?
Great. I'm trying to find my last one, and I didn't title it, so that's why it's not fun. It was about my dog.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you guys are supposed to make that new document already, yeah? Okay. Come on, Becca, help her, okay?
Should try share your screen already?
Thing to say about me. Till this day, I still miss them, and I will always have love for them. Even though they aren't in my life anymore, I will always remember the memories we made together, and no matter what, I will always be there for them. I feel like what I did was an act of resilience because I moved on from the problem. Wait, it's supposed to be and just did what was best for me.
So you see how you read it out loud and you can easily catch like, oh, I'm missing a word, right? Because we think a lot faster than we type, and sometimes we just skip it over. Yeah. Okay, very cool. Yeah, if you have to rate this, yeah, engaging, kind of, yeah.
I liked it. I
Yeah.
really did, because we all went through the same thing.
I
Me and-
heard.
Our
Trust
eighth
me.
grade year was so bad.
Yeah,
was
I'm
too.
sure you guys had to get pulled in, huh?
I was at Auntie Lena Aula's every week.
Mm-hmm.
I only went there twice, but
And in
Jeez.
my small stages, that wasn't it.
Okay.
yeah,
Actually, you know what though? I only heard that there was just big problems with the girls in 8th grade. But you know what happens though, which is really interesting that you write about this, is that things change after, like when you get to high school, you're like, I learned my lesson. I'm not going there, right? And that's just part of you guys growing up, which is kind of cool that you wrote about this, because I'm sure you don't ever want to go back to that.
Yeah, I mean, like, I miss the friendship, of course, mostly with the girl, because, like, I was really close with her.
Yeah.
But, like, if she wants to be friends again, I'll be friends with her. It's just, I know that I won't be able to have full trust for her anymore. Like, it's going to be different.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes, like, the friend breakups are, like, the worst. Like, it's just...
It affects everything. Like, you wouldn't think that it would, but then it affects, like, your whole friend group. It's like, okay.
Yeah, it's rough. That's why you gotta choose your friends wisely.
Yeah.
And also focuses on, it forces you to figure out, like, am I a good friend? Am I being that friend, that friend that everybody else appreciates, right? So yeah, cool. All right, did you share out yours, Emily?
yeah.
Okay, so let's see. So Nai, for yours, your closing, yeah. I'm looking to see that maybe you could add in some kind of like figurative language or something. Like, how do you compare? What does this compare, right? Or what can you like compare this to?
I made one like it was like a sunny day and then a rainy day.
Okay, that's a good start, but let's try to like make it better. Okay, so that's a good start, because yes, that's like, yeah, that's pretty obvious. So what else can be a good and a bad thing, right? You need like a yin and a yang, and actually it's the balance, right, of what you're going through, is that you're going to have good and bad days, right? You're going to have a good and a bad whatever, right? A high and a low. So what is that, right? So maybe you can come up with something that's like a balance. Yeah, and then maybe talk about the balance. Yeah. Okay, and then Emily, your pal sharing, you're done?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so go ahead and try and just change like one sentence from the opening and one sentence from the closing, okay? Okay, we have about 1 more minute left anyway.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, good job, you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys
We're
can
done.
share your screen. You guys could share or not your screen?
No.
Okay, well, I just
We
made it
could-
shareable. Yeah.
We shared it already. I like told him what I said, and then he told me what I said.
Okay, and then did you guys try and change at least one sentence?
Mhm.
Diesel, which story did you choose to write about to make your final?
My Glass Castle memoir.
Okay, cool. Very cool. Thank you. All right, we're going back. Hopefully I unmute myself. Okay. Are we all back? Okay. All righty. Looks like we're all back. All right. So hopefully you guys took the time to at least hear your opening and closings, right? Hopefully you guys use your time to figure out, oh, this is boring. I need help. You need some vitamins. Okay. There's not much juice to it. Okay. So let's do this. We're gonna move on now. So if you guys look, we are now at the very bottom of the revising our mo'olelo. So we are now on first word count. So in your notebooks, start a new page and write down first word count. I'm showing you guys, this is the easiest way to revise your whatever you're writing. So I put the directions in the chat, but I'm going to walk you guys through this. And we're only going to do our first paragraph, and then the rest of it you're going to do on your own. So everybody wrote down first word count at the top. Okay, now the next thing you're going to do is number 1 through 20 going down in the margins. Okay, 1, skip a line, 2, skip a line, 3, skip a line, 4, skip a line, and whatever. Okay, we good? Show me put your notebooks up to the screen so I can see that you guys all did that. Okay, thank you. Thank you for skipping lines. Thank you for having it up to 20. Alrighty. So if you look at the chat, okay, this is basically what we're going to do. And it looks like really weird, like what the heck is this, right? So what you're going to do is number 1 represents the first sentence. So write down the first word of number 1 of the first sentence. So whatever that first word in your first sentence is, write it down. Then what you want to do is count the number of words in that sentence. Okay, so that's where I get 14. And then I'm supposed to put a period at the end, but I forgot to put the period. So write down write down the ending punctuation as well. Okay. Then you go to the second sentence, and then you write down the first word, and then count the number of words in that sentence and write down the ending punctuation mark. Okay, everybody understand the process? Can you give me a thumbs up so that you understand the directions? Okay, go for it. Just do the first paragraph, and then maybe you can do the first one of the second paragraph. So you see how you draw a line after? Yeah, to indicate that that's the second paragraph. Are you done with the first paragraph? Yes? Okay, very good. Maddie, you done or you need more time? Good, thank you. Damon, you done? Okay, all right, so can you guys go ahead and click into the chat? I need you guys to look at my numbers here. I want you guys to notice, all right? So as you guys look in the chat, let's just say this is my first paragraph and then the beginning of my second paragraph, okay? So let's look. Diesel, okay? So you're looking at my first word count. What do you notice about my first word count that you're like, ooh, maybe you should change something? You don't know? Okay, let's try somebody else. Niao, you see in the chat, right? Okay, tell me, this is what my first word count looks like. What should I change? Give me a suggestion.
I'm not too sure either.
You're not too sure either. Nai, tell me.
Well, put a period at the end of your sentence and maybe change the first word because a bunch of your sentences start with the. And
Yeah.
another computer died.
Whose
So
computer?
Anella.
Oh, okay. Thank you for letting me know. All right.
Yeah.
So again, so if you look, number one, the equals, there's 14 words in that first sentence. I forgot to put the period, but there's a period over there. So we know that all of my sentences start with the. Death by the. Don't do it, okay? You shouldn't be repeating the same. That's why if you add in prepositional phrases, it starts to change what your sentences sound like. Look at that. I gotta change at least 3 of those thes. That's not gonna work out, okay? The other thing is that I have the first 3 sentences are the same length. You see that? Okay, so what we're looking at is we're looking at patterns. We shouldn't have patterns. Okay, this is us varying the way we write, right? So first of all, what you have here is you have all the same starting sentences, so that cannot happen. We have 14 sentences in a row. We can't have that. And then we have this weird one. We have 43 words. Damien, what do you think about the 43? If you have 43 words in one sentence, what is that maybe telling you?
That it's a run-on sentence.
Full-on run-on sentence, okay? Trust me, I'm a freshman English teacher. There's some times where I'm like, where do I breathe? I'm dying here. Sometimes we forget to put a period in an entire paragraph until the very end. Okay, that means that's like 100 words for one sentence, meaning we forgot to add periods. So if you have a number that's kind of high, that would be an indicator to go back and just check. You might have a compound complex sentence and it might be this long, but you better have some commas and conjunctions in there in order for it to be a sentence that's that long, okay? The last thing I want you to focus on is this. Look at your ending punctuation marks. Are they all periods? Raise your hand if they are. Okay, do you guys know that there are different types of sentences? Yes, you do. Just nod and smile. Thank you very much. What we have here is we have all of these declarative sentences, and you guys know declarative from elementary school. Declarative meaning that they're just declaring information. They're just telling you. What we need are interrogative sentences, right? Sentences with question marks. We need exclamatory sentences to change it up a little bit, right? If you're writing about that person last time, you forgot to cook rice for your mom, chances are there are a couple exclamations and some beeps in there. Okay, so we need to make sure, you guys know what I'm talking about. All right, you need to make sure that the writing reflects what's going on. Like, your whole life is not just a bunch of declarative sentences. You have questions, you have exclamatory statements like, oh my goodness, exclamation, not period, not oh my goodness. I mean, maybe it might be, okay? But make sure that you change up the types of sentences. Okay, questions. You're going to do this for the other paragraphs as well so that you can make the analysis on what you need to change up. Everybody clear on that? Okay, so write a side note on your paper. Do the rest, okay? And then based on what you see, you make those changes, okay? If you look, you gotta draw the line under the last sentence of each paragraph so you see, okay, there should be some kind of transition. Look, I start my sixth sentence with the again, right? So that's telling me already I need a transition, a prepositional statement, something. Okay. All right, next. If you guys look at the directions, once you're done doing this, you're gonna go back and dive deeper into the language. So you might indicate, oh, sentence 3 has figurative language. So on the left side of the number, you're gonna write FL. Or if there's descriptive language in sentence number 5, I'm gonna write DL in parentheses so that I know, right? Now, what happens if you don't have any figurative language or descriptive language? Then that means you gotta add some in there, okay? That means you're gonna have to add some in there because if not, then your language is just straightforward and it needs work. Okay, everybody good on this? We kind of rambled through this, it's okay. Because revising is not just like one and done. You gotta go back, look at it. You gotta be critical on yourself and say, you know what? I'm not doing this story justice. I gotta go back and say it like how it was. If not, I'm wasting everybody's time. All right. So revise, revise, revise. I cannot stress to you guys enough that you guys, hopefully you guys did this, right? You have your own final draft copy. There are 2 copies in the final draft. One is the junk copy, and then the one on top is going to be the final draft copy. What I'm going to do is make that comparison between the 2 to say, wow, this is way better than that original draft. Good? Yeah. Let's move on. So hit the next button in the modules. Okay. I'm just gonna go through this with you guys. I'm gonna share my screen so that everybody's on the same page. No pun intended. We're on the same page. All right, here we go. This is where you're going to be dropping in your final memoir. So it says, look, we already did this. Select one memoir to revise. copy and paste the selected memoir into a new document twice. Make sure it's in MLA format. We already did that. I took care of that for you. So guarantee at least all of you guys get 5 points. Next, the length requirement is 2 to 3 pages. I'm not expecting really long stories. What I want you guys to do is be really good at writing a compact story for now. Number 2, add figurative language and 3 mem-being words. On a side note, you still have your 3 sessions of mem-being this week. Number 3, you're going to add dialogue, descriptive writing, and then you're going to add 2 to 3 pictures to help tell your story. Make sure that pictures are relevant to the story. Okay, don't just put in a picture of your dog because you think it's cute. Kenya, don't just put that picture of that puppy because it's cute. It is cute, but make sure it's related. And last, number 6. Can you guys write this down in your planners? I need you to write it down in your planners that prior to turning in or submitting your final draft, you need to read your final memoir piece to one of your family members. And you gotta ask for feedback. Okay, ask them, is it boring? Because you know your family, they don't hold back, yeah? They tell you how it is. So if they tell you it's boring, you're gonna have to change, yeah? And they might even remember something that you didn't remember or something, and you might wanna add that in there. Okay, but what you're gonna do is after you're done and just before you submit, on the last page of your memoir piece, you're just gonna say mahalo to my older brother or my older sister for helping me with the feedback, okay? Just so that we're keeping you guys accountable, okay? Or thanks mom for helping me with the feedback. So that's on the last page, you're gonna do that. Okay, working your way down to the rubric, before turning in your final draft, I want you guys to go through this rubric. Is it 2 to 3 pages? Does it have 2 to 3 pictures? Do you have figurative language? Do you have a dialogue in there? Okay. Is it in MLA format? That should be a no-brainer. You guys already should have done that. Okay, next, descriptive language. Do you use some details of the 5 senses? And then finally, the voice of your story. Is it authentic? Does your story reflect the importance of the moment? Make sure it's worth our time. Okay, that's where you're gonna submit it. It's worth 30 points. That's a lot, okay? Everybody good? Last part, then I'm gonna cut you guys loose so that you guys can do your flip grid. Okay, so if you guys look, everybody looking at the screen, okay? We're gonna be preparing for our next unit already. So after you're done, so tomorrow you really should turn in your final draft for your memoir. Use cohort B to finish up and then submit it. Okay, this is your homework. And your homework is to watch a bunch of videos and take notes. I know you're good at that because all of you guys been caught watching puppy videos or kitten videos. You guys can handle this, okay? So what we have here is we're preparing for our environmental justice unit. We're going to be writing a research paper and doing a research presentation for our second quarter, part of the second quarter. So the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to click on this UN Sustainable Goals, and it's going to take you to this, okay? This is what the United Nations have come up with, the 17 goals to help with sustainable development for the entire world. And if you guys look, I gave you the link that points you straight to the oceans because most of you guys might want to talk about the oceans because we live on an island. Okay, but on the right-hand side, there's the rest of the 17 goals that you guys can choose from. And everybody's looking at this, yeah? Everybody can see this. So one of the biggest things that you might want to focus on is number 11, sustainable cities and communities. Right now, this is a big deal. People are going to college to figure out how they can grow their own food, how they can create a sustainable circular economy. Why? Because we cannot depend on the barge to bring us our food. and our products. So how do we do a better job at using the things that we buy for longer periods of time? And then also, how do we take care of our earth so that we're not destroying it by the time our great-grandchildren live? Okay, and then the other one is climate action, right? So if you guys notice on the news, plenty fires. Yeah, plenty fires. I'm sure you've seen some of the video about the fires. Super sad. Okay, so just check this out. I want you guys to look through this. Okay, man, where am I going? Here. Oops, sorry. Okay, and then you're gonna be watching some videos. You're gonna take notes on the important takeaways. So let's go into our notebooks again. Okay, let's set it up already. Okay, go ahead and write down at the very top of your notebook on the next page, preparing for environmental justice. Okay, go ahead and write that down. Everybody should be writing at this point. Preparing for environmental justice. So this is like our full-on, like, we're gonna turn into hippies loving the earth unit. Okay, so this is like straight out of middle school. Everybody's familiar with the 2-column notes or Cornell notes. Okay, so if you gotta fold your paper in half, go ahead and do that. For each video you're going to watch, you're gonna take notes. Make sure you write down the title for each video. Why? Because we're starting to collect facts and important quotes that we could potentially use in our research papers and presentations. Okay, so let's look at this. The first video you're going to be watching is called Surfing in Hilo. So write that down already. Number 1, Surfing in Hilo. Okay, it's right here, Surfing in Hilo. So choose 5 videos to watch. So I'm assigning you 2, and then you get to choose 3, the other 3. Okay, and then the second one, so you might want to skip like maybe 6 lines down. Right, number 2, Plastic Pollution TED Talk. Everybody should be writing. Everybody should be writing. Okay, and then if you guys look at number 3, look through the playlist, and you're not going to pick one. You're picking 3. I got to change the directions. Okay, this is a discussion board. So once you're done, you're going to answer the question of what were 2 most important takeaways. Okay, and you're going to share that out in this discussion board. Okay, questions? I'm going to stop sharing. Okay, everybody good? So final draft in your planners. Okay, if you got to write this down, right? Revise final draft by finishing up the first word count. You have 3 sessions of mending. Okay, and then prepare for environmental justice. 5 videos with notes, discussion board. Okay. This week is kind of a lower volume of work because we're transitioning to the next unit. So I expect you guys to be good to go. Okay. Do a very good job at your final draft. Okay. Everybody should be getting those 30 points. If you don't, yikes. Okay, or at least close to it. Okay. Now you have enough time to work on your Flipgrid. Let's see, Flipgrid. Okay, you have this class finishes at 1:20. So actually not 1:20, 1:10. So you have enough time to finish. Everybody should be done with your Flipgrid by the end of today's class. Okay, Ken? Yes? Okay. All right, email me if you have any questions. Okay. All right, bye guys. Do your Flipgrid now.